Well, we're in the spa park. I would love to get to use this space because it's almost exactly what I want, but parking is utterly terrible, and it might actually be patrolled by somebody who would make us stop filming. So we're gonna look around and see if there's like maybe a secluded portion that might be viable, but we'll see.
This is
Also,
probably a busted, and also there's someone playing at SPAC right now.
yeah, and we can hear it from here. So busted. All right, we're at my dad's in the forest and back. It's a passable place. There's the trees are rather thick, but it's doable. There might be some more open areas further back. I'll have to check it out later.
But for now, plausible.
Yeah.
Downsides is worrying about ticks and poison ivy, as well as not really enough space aside from this one clearing that we're in, which is right by a backyard.
Yeah.
It's plausible. We certainly will have the access, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here outside of where the AJ's old house, and there's the woods across the road. And this one I want to call a line between busted and plausible. There's bugs everywhere right now. There's possible poison ivy as well, not as much as at our last location. But bugs are a major problem right now, especially when we went down this last side path here, the last one that we went down. There may be fewer bugs in August, but it's also going to be a lot warmer, and will probably still be some bugs around. We're all going to be in heavy gear and all bundled up so that we don't get bit by stuff. It's going to be very warm. We bring a lot of water, but it's still going to be uncomfortable. I'd like to call this busted, but let's keep it as plausible for now until we can get that finalized.
The positives to the same area, because we left them off, are that there are a few nice clearings that would totally work for sword fights. And as long as we don't go too far down the path, it's a little less buggy, not so bad. Also, my old house is a bit of a ways away, so if we need to get to a toilet or anything, we're all right there.
We're in the woods. We're in the woods. Alright, we're here at the Moreau Town Park, not to be confused with Moreau Lake State Park, and I gotta say, this is looking very, very promising. We've seen a few clearings here. The trails are nice and wide. We'll be able to do fighting on the trails. Each parts of the trail look a little different. The trail behind me here is nice and grown out, so it looks good. We came in that way. We've got like soccer fields and such that way, I don't know, 100, 200 yards. And behind me is another baseball diamond, but it's the way that everything kind of winds around, it's very closed off. Here's a couple bugs, but not too much. Certainly nothing out of the ordinary. Just make sure that we stay bug sprayed. Of course, we'll probably be in long pants and everything, but it's in the shade. With all that considered, I'm ready to call this one confirmed. Not as our definite shoot place, but as one that would definitely work. So, confirmed.
There's also a couple there's more trail off and beyond, so there ought to be plenty of spots to there is more than plenty of spots to film.
More trails. We just took pictures on the one trail because we do have a couple other places to check out. I don't think they're going to be more promising than this, but there are more trails definitely that if we decide to do this, there get more variety there too. So.
All right, this is for the Cole Woods. It's like the Moreau Town Park. It's actually really good. Even though we're kind of in the city, there's trails. It's fairly secluded. You get a few people walking through, but that's it. The main trails aren't so great for exposure, and occasionally you get the power lines and the lights that are in the trees. But there's a ton of little side trails that offer things to open up into nice open spaces that would be good for fights, and they're a little ways out of the way. So it's also, I don't know, maybe it's the time of the day, but it does seem a little bit less buggy where we are.
It's a little less buggy and not as crowded, although I have seen a couple people, like mostly with pets running around, walking around, whatever. So that's something to note as well, at least on the main trails.
But I mean, if we're off to the sides, I think we should be fine. So this is another confirmed good spot.
Cool. Let's go figure that out and do a wrap up. Okay, so we have an air conditioner going and the wash is going back there, so we're gonna speak up a bit. But follow up on today's location scouting.
Moreau Park and Cole Park.
Moreau Town Park and Cole Woods were our two that we
Cole Woods.
confirmed as stuff to talk about later. The others each had their upsides, whether it be convenience or lack of bugs or just looking nice. But they had, I think, the best combination of all.
Yeah, they both of those two places are easy to get to.
Secluded enough that they're not near anything big. There was some games going on at Moreau Town Park that we really couldn't hear where we were.
And at Cole Woods, there was like some droning fan sounds in the background.
Yeah, there's some industrial something.
Yeah. But for the most part, except for dialogue and stuff, we're dubbing over sound anyway. So
Yeah.
we're good on that.
I think the trails worked great at Moreau Town Park, and they're going to be nice and open to film on, whereas the off-trail stuff for Cole looked good.
The main trails for Cole pretty much aren't usable. I wish they were.
Yeah, there's some cool parts, but there's a lot of like power lines
There's
going
power
everywhere.
lines and lights.
I don't
and
know if it's lit at
light
night.
arrows.
It'd be worth returning at night, and if
Just
those
to
are
see.
lit, that could be cool anyway, just for a different sort of feel.
Yeah.
But then we're also shooting on Sundays, and shooting Sunday night isn't feasible for a lot of people. So
Right. So maybe
that-
a different project.
Cole Woods would be good for a different project. I would say that Moreau Town Park is what we should use for Turning Point.
It's definitely one of those. Definitely one of those two. Probably Moreau Park because.
And then we go to Cole if
yeah.
we get kicked out.
Yeah.
Which I don't think likely. We could probably even ask the town if we could shoot there, and they'd probably be totally okay with it.
There are a couple other locations that I'm going to check out when I've got the time, but
These are the
honestly,
main ones.
I think these two will be the best.
Yeah.
They're not a large distance away. They're nearby grocery stores if for some reason we got to stop.
Price Chopper is right by Cole Woods, and Hannaford is maybe a mile and a half away
Yeah.
from Moreau Town Park.
So
Either way.
I mean, honestly, that coupled with that they have the trails and whatnot, and they have at least enough open spaces or good spaces to shoot, and
Moreau Town Park is also, it's a town park, so it's got like playgrounds and stuff, and probably facilities. If we need to use the bathroom, just run over and use that.
yeah,
So
and
that's handy as well.
yeah, and same thing with Cole Woods.
Oh, that's right.
There's
This is YMCA
Price
right
Chopper.
there.
Yep, YMCA and Price Chopper are right there.
So these are great places.
Yeah.
We could do Moreau Lake State Park as well, but there's a benefit to getting into these for free as opposed to that.
On top of that, I mean, we'd have to look further back into the park, but a lot
Spots
of that was
we didn't already use for Empty Jacket.
Well, it's not so much that; it's a lot of it was sloped, and we're going to be fighting on
that's
it,
the other
which
thing
could
is
be
that both of
dangerous.
these places are very flat. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep. Also, not there at both of these places. There weren't a lot of foot traffic on a weekend.
Yeah,
So,
Cole had a
Couple
little
of
bit,
walkers.
a couple people like walking dogs kind of thing at Cole, and that was just near the beginning. I'm sure if we went further down the trails, it wouldn't be as bad. Didn't see any at Moreau Town Park because the trails back there are almost like back access kind of things to get between like this field or that field. Most of the people there are going to be at the pavilions for like a family picnic or something like that.
yeah, so it didn't seem to be something that a lot of people like walked around on the trails that weren't like really hiking or nature trails. So that
Yeah.
whereas Cole Woods is actually for walking.
The only
kinda
establishing
nature.
shot I got was saying, here's the snowshoe trails.
Yeah. So all right. So actually, I might not check out other places because
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
It's a be a matter of too many choices. So we've rambled a lot. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the pictures that we took. And if you're looking at this and you're not involved in production at all, look forward to Turning Point. Except for extenuating circumstances, then it will be releasing as part of Lightsaber Choreography Competition 12.
Yes.
12
Yeah.
at the end of September. So look forward to it. Look for us at one of these locations, and see you guys then.